Let's take a look at the 4 super matches from the UAL sanctioned event at Sin City Iron in Las Vegas, Nevada. Cody Merritt versus Tony Tomlinson left-handed, Jerome Loud versus Pavlo left and right-handed, and Eric Spoto versus Mike Aiello. So the rules were 3 fouls resulting in a loss, running fouls, and the referee was Bill Collins. Cody Merritt versus Tony. Both massive human beings, well over 300 pounds. Cody, obviously being on a winning streak, came in as a favorite to win this match. Round 1, Cody Merritt, high hook outside the straps, pinned Tony easily. Round 2, slip to the straps, but I saw that the referee Bill Collins gave it an elbow foul on Cody and then strapped the match up immediately. So if the slip was before an elbow foul, then it shouldn't be a foul. And if the slip was after the foul, then the match shouldn't go to straps. So I don't know how that worked out. Maybe I missed something because the stream was lagging. In the straps, easy top roll win for Cody. Round 3, another easy fast win for Cody. So overall, I gotta say that it was a very dominant and easy win for Cody. I think that Cody is number 1 in North America left-handed and possibly top 5 in the world also. Maybe, who knows. Give me your thoughts in the comments. Where would you rank Cody Merritt in North America and in the world rankings? So let's get to the second and third matches. Jerome Loud versus Pavlo, left and right-handed, best of 5. John Brezink was really excited to watch this match because number 1, people are trying to set up a future match between, or I should say people were trying to set up a future match between John and Jerome. And number 2, John recently practiced with Pavlo and he felt really strong to John. So John kind of wanted Pavlo to beat Jerome so that John also feels comfortable if he has to go against Jerome. I've heard many arm wrestlers say that Pavlo's only weakness is his speed. If he stops the match, he can most definitely win it. So how did this speed factor affect this match? Left-handed, Jerome was able to react faster and take Pavlo off the center every time. But the match stopped a few inches from the pad every time, and Pavlo was able to beat Jerome easily with a score of 3-0. Right-handed, round 1, Jerome with a hit, Pavlo stopped him a couple of inches from the pad and brought him back for the win. Round 2, Jerome was way too explosive and got the quick win. Round 3, match was stopped in the center and Jerome gave up after a 25-second hook war. So the final score was 3-1 in favor of Pavlo. And now the big hype match. Eric Spoto versus Mike Aiello, right-handed. Round 1, Eric took Mike Aiello almost straight to the pad, but then Mike stopped Eric's surges and brought him back to the center, and then Eric elbow fouled. After the restart, Mike took Eric off the center to his winning side and got the pin in a hook in about 4 seconds. Eric was already looking gassed out even after the first round. Round 2, Eric was looking little bit better, but he lost that round after 3 elbow fouls. Round 3 went almost the same as round 1. Mike took Eric off the center and pinned him in about 4-5 seconds. So final score 3-0 Mike Aiello. And it was really surprising to a lot of people. Like Devon Larratt put it out as a shutout stakes. So Devon believed that Eric Spoto can win this match 3-0. And it turned out to be the opposite way. After the match, Eric said that he wasn't feeling really comfortable in the setup against Mike and he knows that he's going to get some real hate for at least 4-5 months till he takes his redemption. So after all the hype from Devon Larratt, Eric was not what everyone expected him to be. Not saying that losing to Mike Aiello is a bad thing, but it is widely accepted in North America that you are not an elite arm wrestler until you beat the gatekeeper Mike Aiello. And this is the training partner bias that I was talking about on Leo's podcast. About Ryan thinking in 2019 that Lachlan could beat Todd. Michael thinking that Corey West could beat Todd. And Devon thinking that Eric Spoto can beat Jerry and he will be a good match for Dave Chaffee. Now Eric is not necessarily Devon's training partner, but Devon has trained with him on the table countless times and he really wants him to succeed at a higher level. On the other hand, Evan the Beerman Burgoyne made a really good unbiased prediction about this match. He said that Mike has a competitive experience, competition speed, and almost a perfect style to beat Eric. And that's exactly what happened in this match. Larry was trying to set up Eric Spoto versus Levan, maybe as a fun exhibition match, but that question should definitely go out of the window now. What do you think about Eric's future in arm wrestling? I know he has said that he is looking for a redemption in 4-5 months. And I think that it is clear if he continues with table time, with arm wrestling specific exercises, he can definitely beat Mike in 6 months maybe. And if it doesn't train on the table or do arm wrestling exercises, I think in 2022 Larry Wheels may give him a good match. So tell me your thoughts in the comments, give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone who thinks like you. My name is Pradeep and I thank you so much for watching.